Did you know that there are over 41,000 endangered species in the world, and 16,000 of those species are near extinction? According to HowManyAreThere.net, some of these species are well known, like the blue whale, sea turtles, cheetahs, and lions. Other species are not as well known, like the red panda. Some of you may ask, why does this matter? It matters because every species, including humans, are either directly or indirectly connected to one another, whether as a source of food or protection. Today, I will discuss the qualifications of endangered species, the challenges facing them, and information about my favorite animal, the sea turtle. First, I will talk about the Endangered Species Act, that includes the guidelines for when a species is considered endangered. Then, I will discuss several ongoing problems that face endangered animals, and specific information about the endangerment of sea turtles. In order to be considered endangered, guidelines were put into place by the Endangered Species Act, or ESA, of 1973 by Congress. The ESA gave the federal government the responsibility to protect endangered and threatened species, plus critical habitats. Endangered species are the ones who are likely to become extinct. Threatened species are the ones who are likely to become endangered in the near future. And critical habitats are necessary to the survival of endangered or threatened species. For example, the gray wolf is endangered that used to live all over the wilderness of North America, which is their critical habitat. U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, or the National Marine Fisheries Service, are the ones who investigate the health of species following the guidelines of the ESA. They evaluate the following questions. Has a large percentage of the species' habitat been degraded or destroyed? Has the species been overconsumed by commercial, recreational, scientific, or educational uses? Is the species threatened by disease or predation? Do current regulations or legislation inadequately protect the species? Are there other man-made factors that threaten long-term survival of the species? If the researcher can answer yes to one of these questions, the species can be listed under the ESA.
In this picture, the dark blue bars represent the United States, and the lighter blue bars are other countries around the world. Clearly, plants are the most endangered species in the U.S., but everywhere else it's mammals, birds, and fish. Keep in mind that this bar graph was made in 2008.
Today, there are a number of factors that contribute to the endangerment of species. With the industrialization of many countries across the globe, pollution and climate change are problems that destroy critical habitats. Pollution has always been a concern since cars and factories became a part of everyday life. Cars are known to emit carbon dioxide as a byproduct of burning fuel. This is then released into the atmosphere and wears on the ozone layer. With a deteriorating ozone layer, more plants and trees are needed to pick up the extra carbon dioxide emissions. Deforestation cuts down the number of trees available to do this, according to the National Geographic. Factories are known for their chemical waste. When they first started getting rid of this waste, their first choice was to the oceans and rivers. Chemical waste makes living in waters almost unlivable, according to Dr. Stuart Prim, Professor of Conservation Ecology. The waste causes mutations that can move up the food chain, according to the World Animal Foundation. For example, if a fish ate mercury, or another fish who had eaten it before would become contaminated. This fish has the potential to reach a human that would result in sickness. Climate change is another growing issue. According to Practical Action, climate change refers to the long-term changes in global temperatures, usually increases in temperatures. Increasing temperatures melt polar ice caps. The melting of polar ice caps means less habitat and fishing grounds for polar bears. Now, the issues I just listed are some of the issues facing sea turtles, but not all of them. There are 7 species of sea turtles endangered by fisheries bycatching, coastal development, poaching, pollution, and climate change. Since the last 2 have already been discussed, I will focus on bycatching, coastal development, and poaching. Bycatching happens when sea turtles get caught in the fishing gear. According to Practical Action, approximately 40% of all animals caught in fisheries are discarded as trash. Those that are released back into the water are injured. Nesting grounds of sea turtles are lost due to coastal development. Coastal development is known as construction of beachfronts, hotels, and homes along the ocean. Usually, sea turtles return to the beach where they were hatched to lay their eggs. With coastal development, female sea turtles turn to other beaches for nesting grounds. Poaching is the selling of meat, shells, and eggs of sea turtles. There are laws against poaching, but they are difficult to enforce. In some countries, their meat and eggs are considered delicacies, and some people turn a profit for selling them. All 7 species of sea turtles are in danger of being poached. With all of these issues, knowledge is key to understanding endangered species. Today, I have informed you about the endangered species, the challenges they face, and endangered sea turtles. Pollution in the form of toxic waste mutates marine animals. Climate change melts polar ice caps, leaving less ground for polar bears. Finally, sea turtles are being caught by fishing gear, poached, and moved from their nesting grounds. Knowing these issues does not mean you have to become a conservationist, but the knowledge itself is enough to make you aware. It is, as they say, knowledge is power.